This is Cyndy G, and in this video we are assembling the gingerbread top hat. Got all my pieces laid out. I'm going to mention that I have inked all of my edges. I used my brown and I inked all my edges, even my frosting here, just inked my edges, the top of my hat. Okay, so everything has been inked. Oh, it makes a mess. My ink pads are so old, they make a mess. Okay, so I'm trying to decide where I want to start. Let's start with the top. So these two pieces here make up the lid, the top to the hat, and you just want to fold these pieces all on their score lines. And you can attach this here. And I think I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to center this piece on the top. This goes on the very top. Do I have that the wrong way? So one thing that I always have trouble with is that a hexagon is not exactly square. I mean, the sides all equal, but its shape is not. So you have to turn the piece to get that in the right place. Okay. And then I'm just going to close this up. And then put glue on these tabs and close it up. So I'm going to attach the far side first, and then let these fall into place. There we go. Turn it over. Okay. Okay. And then these pieces kind of hang over the edge a little. So So just put the glue here on the top part. Don't go all the way down to the bottom. I'm leaving just a little bit of a border around the top. I want my curves here. I don't want the hat edge to show, so that's why I'm doing that. I'm going to put these on all the way around. Usually I try to have part of something done when there's so many pieces, but there was no way for me to put part of these on before I had the hat, the top put together. So, but it doesn't take too long to put these on. And now these pieces will be able to dry real well while we work on the rest of the hat. Okay, so that is the top. We're just going to set this aside and pull in the hat. So I have glued some of these pieces together already. And when you fold it, you're going to fold this piece down, and the bottom tab goes, I think I've been doing it down, but it actually goes up, but it doesn't matter. And then you're going to fold these tabs down. Okay. Now when you glue your panels on, it is slightly wider at the top than at the bottom, okay? It's not a huge difference, but do look at it closely because it does taper down just a little. And then there's the slightest border around. You're just lining that up in between these score lines. And then this one is the band of the hat. That just goes right in here. For me, I found it was easier to put this piece on first so I could really see my score lines before I put that band piece on. Okay. Okay. Now I've already put 3 of these together. So I'm going to go ahead and put glue on each tab. And I'm going to start with the center one. And I'm going to kind of fold it so I can see that score line really well. I want that lined up. And then I'm just pushing the center tab together, then line it up to the bottom, and then come in and line up the top. Okay. So the centerpiece is the one that is slanted. The top and the bottom are straight. That's why I line up the center first. And I fold it like that so that I could really see where that top piece goes. So I'm lining that up correctly. There we go. And now I'm going to close the hat up. Okay. Now I'm going to take this piece, and there is a layer for it. This would probably be cute as white to be like the frosting again. I did mine in brown. This is coming apart a little bit right here. Just add a little more glue. I'm kind of pushing these in so that I can put them through. Just be patient. Okay, now I got them in here. And hanging on to it because I don't want it to move now that I got it here. Gonna anchor each side. And there is a cover piece for this, so it can be neat, but you don't have to worry too much about the glue oozing out because you are going to cover that up. Okay, I'm going to set this down. Really make sure I get this good. Okay, now I'm going to put my bottom on. Okay, so you want to put the glue on this piece. And you really want to make sure you get that all the way to the edge. Just really make sure you have that attached well. So there is that part of the hat, and now we can decorate. So I have already put several of these pieces together. I mean, you're just layering the white on top of whatever color you want your candy cane to be. These pieces, you can just use, I'm going to cover my pen. You can just use a pen, anything rounded that you have. We're just going to curl those. Okay, one more. Now you can get, as decorative as you want with these pieces. Just going to curl this bow just a little bit. And I'm going to glue it right down here in the center. And then this is going to go on my gingerbread man. Slid over when I pushed it down. There we go. Okay. Now we're going to assemble the bow. I'm just going to curl these pieces. Put glue here on the end of this and glue it right here to the center. I have to hold this because it's got tension because it curls. And anybody who's put these bows together, you have this centerpiece that goes on. Just kind of holds everything together. Just want to glue this. And then that glues here in the center. But I do want to kind of curl my ends. And glue this. Okay, and now I need my foam tape. Not sure what I've done with that. It's usually right here. Darn. Okay, I'm going to have to use my foam circles, which haven't been doing too good. Okay. They all dried up. So I'm going to put some glue on them to help them out. And then this I'm going to glue right on the center. Okay. Push this down just a little. There. I'm going to have to hold this a few seconds. Make sure it stays. And then that's going to glue here to the hat. I'm going to just kind of put my you just want to take a few seconds here, kind of find where you want these to be. I think that's kind of cute. And then if you want to add your curly cues, you can add those on. Okay. But you've got the general idea now, and that is the gingerbread top hat, and it is a treat box. So thank you for joining me.